Hello everyone, welcome to session 107 of Selenium training. In this session, I'm going to explain how to download files using Selenium WebDriver. So this session is all about downloading files using Selenium WebDriver. So guys, so the process of downloading the files in using Selenium WebDriver is different for different browsers. Let's say there are three browsers. That is Firefox browser, Chrome browser, and IE browser, Internet Explorer browser, IE browser. So the process of downloading the files using Selenium WebDriver in Firefox browser is different from the process of downloading the files using Selenium WebDriver in Chrome browser. And the process of downloading files in any of these browsers is different from the process of downloading the files in IE browser using Selenium WebDriver. So all the three browsers have a different process for downloading files using Selenium WebDriver, guys. So in this session, I'm going to explain how to download files using Selenium WebDriver in all the three browsers. That is Firefox browser, the process of downloading the files using Selenium WebDriver in Firefox browser, the process of downloading the files using Selenium WebDriver in Chrome browser, the process of downloading the files using Selenium WebDriver in IE browser. All the three browsers I'm going to explain. The different configurations we have to put in as part of the Selenium automation code. All those things I will explain as part of all the three browsers. So let's get started with the Firefox browser. Before going to start the Firefox browser, this is a prerequisite, guys. There is a prerequisite for this session. Okay. Before starting this session, you should be aware of this session, guys. Okay. You should be aware of this session, which I have taken as part of the earlier session. Let me go to the website once. Let me go to the website. So before going to this session, you should be aware of the browser configurations. Okay. So this is 96th session, guys. In the 96th session 96 and also session 97. In session 96 and session 97, I explained different browser configurations for Firefox browser and Chrome and IE browsers. There are different configurations for Firefox and Chrome and IE browsers. You should have some idea on this so that this session will look simple for you. If you have gone through that session, this session will look simple for you. Otherwise, you will be kind of surprised in some places. Okay, better to go through that 96 and 97 sessions before actually going through the session, guys. Fine. Now let's get started with the Firefox browser. How to download the files using Selenium WebDriver in Firefox browser. Let's get started with this browser. So to download the files in Firefox browser using Selenium, we need to set few preferences in the Firefox profile using Selenium during the execution of the scripts. Okay. In order to download the files using Selenium WebDriver in Firefox browser, you need to set some preferences. You have to set some preferences using the Firefox profile. Okay. For the Firefox browser, you have to set some preferences. What will happen if you don't set such kind of preferences? What will happen if you don't set any preferences which will help you in downloading the file using Selenium WebDriver in Firefox browser? If you don't set such preferences in the Firefox profile in the Selenium script, then what will happen? What will happen if you don't follow any preferences? You don't set any preferences. Let me demonstrate that to you guys. Okay. So without setting any preferences, let's go ahead and see what will happen if you try to download a file from the application. Let's create a new project. I will search for the Maven project. Because next, downloading files. Okay, downloading files. I will give the group ID and package, all those stuff as QAFox. Click on finish. The project is getting created. So it got created, guys. Expand this. Expand the src test Java. Under that there will be a package, right? So delete this default generated file. Right click on the package and say new class. Okay, I will say demo1. Okay, demo1. Finish. Create a main method inside this demo1 class. Public static void main string of args. Now here I have to write some Selenium code. WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Driver is called new Chrome driver. This is a very newly created project, guys. So Selenium libraries will not be there. So what you have to do, you have to open pom.xml file, and at the same time you have to go to mvnrepository.com in any of the browsers and search for Selenium Java. Search for Selenium Java. In that find 3.1.1.140 and copy this dependency tags of the Selenium and then paste it here. Save it. Done. The jar files are getting downloaded and automatically they will be configured in this project. Move to the demo1.java and hover the mouse on WebDriver and import. Chrome driver and import. Now WebDriver manager dot. For this also you have to configure. So search for WebDriver manager in the google.com. I'm not a robot. Sometimes it may come. Sir, okay. So what I will browse in a different browser. Okay, it's not coming there. WebDriver manager. I am just searching in a different browser. So this is a link. Scroll down. You'll get some dependency tags for the WebDriver manager here. Copy this and paste the dependency tags into the pom.xml file like this. Save it. So now go to demo1.java, hover the mouse, import WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. You have to say then driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get. I want to go to application URL page where there is a file that can be downloaded. So this is the application URL, guys, which I want to demonstrate. Before demonstrating, let me open this application URL here. I will demonstrate it to you first. Okay, this is application page URL where in this particular page there is a zip file link. There is a link to the zip file. If you click on this, a zip file will get downloaded, guys. You see, when I click on the zip file link, a zip file is getting downloaded. Okay, the zip file has a name download demo-master. Okay, master.zip file. When I click on this, this particular zip file will get downloaded. Okay, I will navigate to this page, the application page where I have the option to download the zip file. Okay, so now I need to click on this link. Okay, I need to click on this link. So for the first time, guys, I want to open the Firefox browser, right? This is a Chrome driver, but I need Firefox driver. I don't want Chrome driver, I want Firefox driver. Import the Chrome Firefox driver and then Control Shift O. This is WebDriver manager dot Firefox driver dot setup. Okay, I'm just changing this code according to the Firefox. This will on the Firefox browser and I'm maximizing the Firefox browser. Then I will open this application in the Firefox browser. Now my duty is to click on this. After navigating to this application URL in the Firefox browser, I have to click on this zip file. So in order to click on the zip file, I will inspect this zip file. So this is a link text, guys. Okay, link text. I am copying the text between the anchor tags. So I will say driver dot find element by dot link text. In this link text, I will provide the link text. I will say dot click. I will say dot click. Save it. Now run this program. Now run this program. See what will happen. See what will happen. Whether the whether the zip file will get downloaded or not. Let's see. By default, I didn't apply any settings preferences in the Firefox preferences anywhere. Okay, I'm simply directly writing the automation code for downloading the file in the Firefox browser. Let's see what will happen. Till what extent we can go. Let's find it out. So Firefox browser got opened. It will open this application. It will go to this application page. And after going to the application page, it will click on the zip file. It will click on the zip file. You see, after it clicks on the zip file link, I'm getting a pop-up. Okay, a confirmation dialog is coming. You see, the file is not getting automatically downloaded, guys, right? The file is not getting automatically downloaded. Rather, I am getting this confirmation dialog and I'm getting halted here. I'm just stuck here. Okay, so So in Firefox browser, when I try to download the automation code, when I try to download a zip file with the help of the Selenium WebDriver, okay, I'm getting a confirmation dialog, and I'm getting stuck there. So I have to, in Firefox browser, I have to set preferences in such a way that I have to disable this confirmation dialog. Okay, I should make this confirmation dialog not to appear. First preference I have to. These are the preferences I have to set, guys. Okay, in Firefox browser, I have to set the I have to set the confirmation to null. That is, I have to disable this. I have to make this confirmation not to apply, not to appear, because I'm getting stuck here. I cannot move forward. Okay, I have to disable this confirmation dialog. This confirmation dialog should not be displayed. I have to set the preferences in Selenium automation code in such a way that this confirmation dialog should not be displayed. That is the first point. The second point is that even after the confirmation dialog is not coming, I should also set the path at which the file should be downloaded. Okay, should be downloaded. I have to set the path at which the file should be downloaded, guys. By default, the file will get downloaded in the downloads folder, but I don't want to happen like that. I want, rather I will create a folder in this project. In that particular workspace folder only, the downloaded file should be downloaded. Okay, instead of default download place, the file should, whatever the file that is getting downloaded in the Firefox browser should get downloaded in the specific folder that I am providing in the project. That's another thing. Like that, okay, I can set some preferences. So how to set that preferences? So there are three preferences, guys. Apart from these two preferences, there is one more preferences you have to set. Okay, to make the both two things work, you have to set another preference is also there. Okay, another preference is also there. Okay, another preference is also there. Fine. Now, fine. So by default, Firefox browser has some preferences already set. Okay, let me open the Firefox browser once. Let me open this Firefox browser. I'm opening the Firefox browser. In the Firefox browser, I'll first type this text about config. Okay, I'll type this text and enter. Then you will get this dialog. This might void your warranty, and it says that I accept the risk. You have to say I accept the risk. So be careful, guys. Don't change the options as you wish. Okay, these are very sensitive options. If you change these options, a lot of things will get changed. So better don't change any options like that. Okay. So this is this. I'm just demonstrating it for your understanding only. I'm not going to change any options from this page. Okay. Copy this. This is one of the preference, guys. Browser dot download dot folder list. In order to make the files downloaded in the Firefox browser, okay, this particular configuration, this particular preferences of the Firefox browser need to be changed. By default, the value of this browser.download.folder list is 1. So using Selenium automation code, I'll change this value of 1 to 2. Okay, in the Selenium automation code, by setting the preferences, I'll change this 1 to 2. That's one thing. And remaining things are, this may or may not come, guys. I don't know. Okay, if you search this, you may not be able to find it. Okay, it's not there. So browser.download.directory, this is the second preference using which you will set the path at which the file need to be downloaded. Okay, using this preference, you can set by default the files will be downloaded at the downloads folder, right? When you download a file, it will get downloaded in the downloads folder. But I want the file to be downloaded at the specific folder path. Whatever the path I give at that particular path, it should be downloaded. For that, I need to set the second preferences. Okay. So for that, I will create a folder in our workspace and give the path of that folder. Okay, I will show you practically while demonstrating. Okay, till then, let's see. Third preference. This is the third preferences. Okay, copy this. Let's see whether we can find this in the preferences. Or yeah, it's there. Browser dot helper apps never ask save to disk. There is no value here. Okay, okay. So there is nothing here. No file type is specified here. This is the third preference, guys. So whatever the file type you specify here, for that file types, the confirmation dialog will not be displayed. Like when you click on the link, you are getting a dialog, right? which I showed you just now while running the automation code. Okay, such kind of dialogues, if you don't want to get displayed for any of the files types. Let's say for zip files or for Word documents, if you don't want that confirmation dialog to be displayed, here we have to set the values to the MIME types of that particular files. What are MIME types? What are MIME types? So you have to set the MIME types if you don't want specific files for which this confirmation dialog should not be displayed. So there's a link I provided here. View all the MIME types of files here. Just click on this link. You'll get to this page. You'll be taken to this page, guys. Okay. You see, for every file type, there is a MIME type. For example, if you talk about .doc, okay, .doc, or document. For this, MIME type is, this is a MIME type, application/MS Word. For this preference, okay, for this preference, you have to give this as a value. Okay, you have to set that particular preference with this MIME type. You can set multiple file types also. You can set the preference, guys. For example, for zip files also you have the MIME types. If it's taking time, you can just search for zip. Okay, it will take you to the zip. For zip file, there are 4 MIME types. Okay, you can choose any one of them, but I prefer to choose application/zip. I never tried these things. Okay, I will prefer application/zip MIME type. Like that for every file type. For XML file type, this is a MIME type. Okay, so we have to set that particular MIME types to this particular preference. Then only the confirmation dialog will not be displayed for that file types. For example, for this preference, if you set the MIME type as application/zip, if you download the zip file, the confirmation dialog will not come. Okay, it will never ask for the confirmation. Directly it will save to the disk. Okay, for that particular MIME type you specified, the particular file type, the save to disk dialog will not come. Okay, so to achieve downloading files in Firefox browser using Selenium, we will be using Firefox profile class in Selenium API and its predefined method set preferences. Okay, these are the different preferences, guys. Browser preferences. This first preference, second preference, third preference. How we are going to set the preferences? This is a Firefox profile class, and using the object of this, you can call this methods, predefined method of this Firefox profile. Using this predefined method, you can set these preferences to the desired values. Okay, like that you can set the preferences in the Firefox browser. So these things I already explained, guys. Firefox profile, set preferences as part of the previous session, that is 96 and 97 sessions where Selenium and browser configure Firefox sessions. All those sessions I explained how to set the preferences in the Firefox browser. Okay, using Selenium, which I already covered in the last session. So I'm not going to cover again. So instead, I'm directly going to the program. Okay, I'll directly go to the program now. I will write the Selenium code for downloading any of the file types in Firefox browser by setting the preferences. Without setting the preferences, I'm getting the confirmation dialog. You can see that again if you want. Okay, so if I run this program, I didn't set any preferences. If I run this program, I'll get a confirmation dialog, right? Asking to save to disk. Do you want to save to disk kind of dialog will come and you will stuck there. You'll be stuck there. Instead, you have to modify the program by setting few preferences in the Firefox browser using Selenium. So it will open the application. You'll click on the zip file. You'll get a confirmation dialog. Okay, this is what will happen. This is what will happen. So you got stuck here. Instead, you have to set few preferences in the Firefox browser. What are the preferences? How to set? This is the program which will demonstrate that. Okay, I already written this program. So first of all, I'll create an object for the Firefox options. So here before I will say Firefox options. Options is equal to new Firefox options. Okay, Firefox options is equal to new Firefox options. Import this Firefox options. Now I'll say Firefox profile. Okay, Firefox profile. Profile is equal to new Firefox profile. Firefox profile is equal to new Firefox profile. I'll import this Firefox profile from Selenium. Now, as I already mentioned to you in the notes, I just now mentioned, right? Firefox profile is a class, and using its object, we can access the set preferences method. Predefined method of Firefox profile is set preferences. Using that set preferences, we can set different preferences here. Okay, so that is profile dot set preference. You have to call this method. Okay, so just set preferences. Here you have to give the one of the preference. You can go to the notes and copy this first preference. Browser dot download dot folder list. By default, this preferences was set to 1 in the browser, right? I will have to change it to 2. So copy this preference first. Okay, copy this preference, put in the double quotes, and give the value as by default it was 1. So I'm changing it to, I'm setting the preference of this particular preference to 2. This is the first thing that I have to do. Again, I have to say profile dot set preference. Here another preference I have to set, that is second preference, that is where I have to download the file. After when trying to download the file, where I have to download the file, that's the preference. The double quotes provide this preference, and here I need to provide the path. I need to provide the path here, guys. I need to provide the path here, the place where I have to download the file. For that, I will right click on this project, say new, create a folder, say downloads. Okay, downloads folder. I have to give the path of this downloads folder here. I will say string download path is equal to system dot get property of user dot dir plus double slash downloads. Okay, this is the path. Now I have to give this download path here. This is the second thing. Now I have to set the third preference. This is the second preference I have set already. I have to set the third preference, that is this one. Okay, this one. So for that, I will say profile dot set preference. Double quotes. I'll copy the third preference. Here I have to give the MIME types, guys. Here I have to give the MIME types. Here I have to give the MIME type. What are the MIME types? In our example, we have to download the zip file. So I have to find out the MIME type of the zip file. So for that, I have provided this link here, guys. View all the MIME types of files. Go to this MIME types link. Say Control F. Search for zip. Okay, search for this zip. So when you search for this zip, you see for zip there are 4 types. I prefer this type. I already said you. Application/zip. Copy this MIME type and the double quotes. You can put it here. If we have multiple files, let's say in this particular page, other than zip file, you have another Word document file and all those files. Then if you want to download them, you have to put a comma here, guys. Okay. Inside this, you can put a comma and then provide multiple MIME types. Okay. Zip comma, and like this, you can provide multiple MIME types in this example. For now, I only have a zip file, so I just only provided one MIME type here. Okay. This is the third preference I have to set. So for this particular zip file, it will not give any. It will never ask you to save. That means that particular confirmation dialog that we used to get will not come. Save today's confirmation dialog will not come for this zip file. When you try to download zip files, the confirmation dialog asking to save today's will not come. Okay, fine. These are 3 preferences you have to set. First preference, you have to set it to 2. Second preference, you have to provide the path where you have to download the file. And third preference is the eliminating the confirmation dialog for specific type of the files. Let's say here I gave the zip file. Okay. Now these are the preferences you have to set, guys. These are the preferences you have to set. Do you have to do anything else? That's it. The same program. Okay. Now, guys, let's see whether the file is getting downloaded or not. Afterwards, I will explain this logic. Okay. First, let's see whether the file is getting downloaded or not. So here, after setting the preferences, these options, I have to do one more thing, guys. Here I have to say these options of the Firefox options class. Okay, options dot set profile. I have to set the profile to this profile, Firefox profile. Okay, then only. Okay, I have to set these options to the options that set profile to. I have to set this profile, and I need to pass these options to this Firefox driver constructor. Okay, I have to set these options to the Firefox driver constructor. Save it. Now, when you run this program, these options which have this preferences set for this profile will be applied to the Firefox browser. And when you click here, you will not get this confirmation dialog for the zip files, and whatever the file that is getting downloaded will download to this downloads folder, which I just now created. Okay. So let's run this program and see whether that is working as expected or not. Don't worry about that logs, it will come. So this Firefox browser got launched. It will open the application URL. And after that, it should not get the confirmation dialog. It will directly click on the zip file and zip file will get downloaded to the, looks like the zip file got downloaded. You see, there is a symbol here. If you click here, you see the file got downloaded here. So let's see whether the file got downloaded at the required location or not. So after a while, right click on this project and say, now you cannot see anything here under the download folder, right? Right click on this download folder or in the project and say refresh. When you expand, you see the file got downloaded in the downloads folder only. Okay. So these settings are working. The settings are working fine. So let's delete this for a while. Before deleting, let's have it here. So I don't want to manually come here and confirm that the file, whether the file got downloaded here or not, right? I'll add a thread.sleep so that download may take some time, right? I will give a sleep for 10 seconds. Okay. I will give a thread.sleep for 10 seconds. Add throws. Okay. I'm just sleeping for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the file may get downloaded. So I have to confirm using this program itself. I want to confirm whether the file got really downloaded or not. For that, I will create a file object. File is equal to new file. Okay. Here, I will say download path. I will say download path plus the double quotes. I will say download paths after downloads double slash. Download path means up to here. Okay, up to downloads folder. Again, I am say double slash. Here I will give the file name, that is download demo -master.zip. Okay, I'll give the complete file name. I'm just representing this file. Okay, I'm just representing this file. Import it from java.io package. Okay, fine, that is done. Now I will say if condition, I will write if file.exists. Then I will say if the file is available at this particular downloads folder. Okay, if this particular file is available at this particular downloads folder with this name, then system.out.println, I will say zip file got successfully downloaded. Else if the file is not available, I will print into the output console. I will print zip file download got failed. Okay. Here at the end, I will say driver.quit so that the program will automatically close after everything is done. Save it. Close this browser. Now close this zip file which was downloaded in the last run. So there is no file under this downloads folder now. Okay. So let's run this program now. Okay. Automatically, if the file is successfully downloaded, you will get a message here saying the file got downloaded. Okay, zip file got downloaded successfully. Otherwise, it will print zip file download got failed. Run this program. Okay, it will click on the zip file. Once it clicks on the zip file, it will get downloaded here. Okay. After 10 seconds, the browser will get closed. You didn't get confirmation dialog also, right? You see in the output, the browser got closed, and you see in the output, zip file got successfully downloaded, got printed. That means the zip file got successfully downloaded with this. Now refresh this project. You see under downloads folder, you see the zip file got downloaded. So this program is working fine. The program is working fine. This is how you have to set the preferences to avoid this confirmation dialog for the zip files, and to make the downloaded file download at this particular downloads folder. Wherever you want, you can download the file. Okay. So, and also using this program, you are confirming whether the file got successfully downloaded or not. Okay. So let's delete this for a while. Okay. Delete this downloaded file. Now close this. Now let's use This is about the Firefox browser, guys. In Firefox browser, we were able to successfully set the preferences and download the files as we want. Now let's move to the Chrome browser. Now let's move to the next browser, that is Chrome browser. So first of all, I have to manually delete the file that got downloaded in the previous section. So I have deleted the file so that in the Chrome browser you may get confused. So I just deleted it manually. Now let's find out what will happen if you don't set any preferences in Chrome browser. So let's find out what happens when you don't set the preferences and try to download the files in Chrome browser. Okay, so I'm trying to demonstrate the default behavior. Okay, I'm trying without setting any preferences in Chrome browser. I'm trying to download the files in Chrome browser without setting any preferences. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so so this is application URL. Okay, let me copy this URL. This is application URL. Let me open in Chrome browser. The application URL where we have this zip file. I'm trying to download using Chrome browser. I'm trying to download without setting any preferences. I'm trying to download this zip file. Let's see what will happen. Whether this file will get downloaded in the Chrome browser by default or not. Let's find out. Okay, let's create a new class. New demo2 public static void main QAFox WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. Import this WebDriver interface and Chrome driver class. WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get. You have to provide this application URL where this zip file is available. Now I will directly try to click on the zip file so that it will get downloaded. Let's see whether that will get downloaded without setting any preferences or not. Inspect this zip file. It is a link text. Copy this link text. Now say driver dot find element by dot link text. Here provide the link text and then say click. Now if you run this program, you'll come to know whether the file is getting downloaded or not. Okay. So when you have downloaded such same kind of code when you have executed the same kind of code on Firefox browser, what happened is you got a confirmation dialog, okay, asking whether you want this particular zip file to be saved to your disk or not. A confirmation dialog came in the Firefox browser. But let's see whether the same confirmation dialog will come in the Chrome browser or not. Okay, in Chrome browser, whether you will get that same confirmation that you got in the Firefox browser or not, I'm going to demonstrate practically. So in Chrome browser, you will not get any confirmation. Okay, directly the file will get downloaded. You don't have to set any preferences. By default, you don't have to set any preferences, but automatically the file will get downloaded. You see, you will not get any confirmation. So it clicked on zip file. You see the file got downloaded also. Okay, the file got downloaded also. Whereas in Firefox browser, if you repeat the same scenario in Firefox browser, you got a confirmation. But in Chrome browser, you didn't get any confirmation asking you to whether to save to disk or not. But in Firefox, you will get that confirmation. In Chrome browser, you will not get that confirmation. The only problem here I see is that the file got downloaded. Okay, this particular zip file got downloaded, but it didn't get downloaded to the desired path. Okay, I want this particular file to be, this got downloaded in the downloads folder, default downloads folder in your machine. But I want this particular file to be downloaded a specific path, specific folder path. That's nothing but I created a downloads folder in our workspace, right? I want to get that particular file downloaded under this downloads folder of my project. So what should I do? What shall I do? How can I change the program? So for that, guys, I need to set few preferences. In Chrome browser also, I need to set few preferences so that the downloaded file will get downloaded to the desired path. Okay. By default, it's getting downloaded to the default path. From default path, it's getting downloaded. Instead, I want the file to be downloaded into this download folder in my workspace project workspace. Fine. Now, so now I'm going to demonstrate few preferences. I'm going to set few preferences using which the file will get downloaded at the desired location of. That's nothing but I want the file to be downloaded into my downloads folder in my project workspace. So I can do that. I can do that changes. Okay, this is the code. Here the code is a bit different. Okay, code is a bit different. Fine. Let me create Chrome, an object for Chrome options. Chrome options is equal to new Chrome options. I explained this Chrome options in session 96 and 97, guys. Okay, session 97, I guess. So if you want to revise, you can just go back to that session 97 and revise about the Chrome options. Over the mouse, import this Chrome options from Selenium. Now say options dot set experimental options. Okay. Here you have to say options dot set experimental options. Here you have to say preferences. Okay. Here you have to say preferences. Here I have to give the object of this. Here you have to provide the actual preferences that you have set. You have to give the preferences of this map object. So for that, in order to give this value, I don't have any value to be given at present now. So for that, I am going to create some preferences now. I will say preferences is equal to new hash map of string comma object. String comma object. Here I will say map. Okay. So over the mouse, import map, import hash map. These are the preferences. I am going to set the preferences now. Preferences dot put. Okay. First preferences I am going to set, that is, this is the preference. First preference is profile dot default content dot profile dot default underscore content underscore settings dot pop up. Copy this preference. First, copy this first preference as a string and set this value to 0. Okay, set this value to 0. So though by default we are not getting any confirmation dialog, by default we are not getting any confirmation dialog on clicking the zip file, right? Still, for safe side, I am disabling the pop-ups. If any pop-ups will come also, it will disable, guys. Okay. So even though that confirmation is not confirmation dialog is not coming here, though it's not coming, I am setting this preference. This is optional preference for you guys. You can set or you can leave it. Okay, it's better to set for safe side. Now preferences dot put again. Second preferences to tell the path where the file should get downloaded. Okay, other preferences to set the path where the file should get downloaded. For that you have to copy this preference, download dot default underscore directory. Copy this, and here value you have to set the value as, you have to set the value to the download path, or the path where the file should get downloaded. So for that, let's create a string. Download path is equal to system dot get property user dot dir plus /downloads /downloads semicolon. That's fine. This is the path of this particular folder, and this particular path I will set here. Okay, download path I will set. So download.default directory, I'm changing the default download directory to this particular download path. So whatever the files that will get downloaded with this program will be downloaded to this downloads folder now. Now we have set the preferences, guys. Now we have set the required preferences. Okay. So pass these preferences, copy these preferences and pass into this set experimental options. Okay. Now the preferences are set to these options. Is one thing. And next thing is that if you run this program, the preferences will not be applied. The preferences will not be applied until you pass these options into this Chrome driver constructor. Okay, you have to pass these options to this Chrome driver constructor. Then only the experimental options, all these preferences which got set here, will be applied to this Chrome browser. Otherwise, they will not be applied. Now, guys, let me run this program and see this time. This time whether the file that got downloaded is getting downloaded to the downloads folder or not. Downloads folder in our project workspace or not. Let's see that. Let's run this program. So it clicked on the zip file. The file is getting downloaded here and the file got successfully downloaded. Now let's go to the project in Eclipse IDE and see and refresh the project, guys. Just refresh the project. You see, after refreshing the project, you should see the zip file downloaded under this downloads folder. You see, the zip file got downloaded under the downloads folder. So whatever the preferences we have set right, they got applied perfectly, guys. They got applied perfectly and the file got successfully downloaded at the desired location rather than at the default folder path. So things are working fine. Now I will write some program to automatically check. I deleted this file which got downloaded just now. Okay. Now I'll write, sorry, let me take it back. Where is that? Let me run this program again. Let me run this program again. I just want the file name, that's it. Okay, that's why I'm just running it again. You don't have to run it. The file got downloaded. Okay, refresh the project. The file will get downloaded like this. Now I'll create, if I'll create a file, guys. Okay, file is equal to new file. Same logic I have written in the for Firefox browser also, right? If you remember in the last part. Okay, when I was explaining this Firefox browser, I have written the same logic. Here I will say I have to represent the file. So the file is nothing but this download path plus, after download path I have to say double slash the file name, that is download demo hyphen master dot zip. Download demo hyphen master dot zip. Done. Now import this file. Yeah, done. Now I will say if file dot exists, then system.out.println, I will say zip file got successfully downloaded. Zip file got successfully downloaded. Else you have to print system.out.println zip file download got failed. Zip file download got failed. That's it. Now driver.pit I will say. And before executing this program, I'll delete this file manually. Now, when you run this program, the file will get downloaded to this downloads folder, and this particular program will verify whether the file got really downloaded or not. Okay, if it got downloaded really under the downloads folder, it will print the file got successfully downloaded in the output. Okay, let's run this program. So it clicked on the zip file, it got downloaded. You see, zip file download got failed, it's saying. Okay, so zip file download got failed. What may be the reason? What may be the reason? Let me refresh the project and see whether the file got downloaded or not. So something happened. Okay, let me delete. Okay, so one more thing I have to do is, after clicking, I should not directly verify whether the file is available or not. I have to say thread dot sleep. Let's give some time, guys. Okay, maybe 5 seconds at least. for the file should to get downloaded. It may take 5 seconds at least, right, for the file to get downloaded and pasted here. Let's see. Now let's run the program again. Okay, I gave 5 seconds of time this time. You see, zip file got successfully downloaded. You have to add this thread.cps because the file download will take time. Before the file got downloaded, you are closing the browser and all those stuff. Okay, and you are verifying whether the file got downloaded or not. So that may not work. So just by adding this thread.sleep, just for waiting for 5 seconds, things will change, guys. Okay, now it's saying that the file got successfully downloaded. Refresh the project. You see the file got successfully downloaded. This is how you can download the files in Chrome browser. Let's delete this file manually again. Okay, let's move to the next section, that is how to download the files using Selenium WebDriver in IE browser. This is a bit complex, guys. Okay, downloading the files in Firefox browser and Chrome browser are kind of simple. Whereas coming to the IE browser by default has a lot of restrictions, guys. Using the automation code, if you have to download the files in IE browser, that is a very big complex job. Okay, a lot of settings are involved in this, and it's a lot of stuff is there. You cannot understand actually. So I'm going to take a different approach in explaining how to download files using Selenium WebDriver in IE browser. Okay, I'm going to take a different approach. So you may have to copy paste some code. Okay, you may not have to understand each and every line of the code. You simply have to copy paste the code, and at a high level you have to understand the code. Wherever the parameters we have to change in the code. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, I will tell you how to change the parameters or values, maybe application URLs or any other stuff in the copied code. Just need to modify that copied code and then make the things working for you. Otherwise, it's kind of very complex. Fine. Now, first of all, let's find out. What will happen when you download the files in IE browser by default. By default, what's happening in IE browser without setting any preferences? If you try to download the files using Selenium in IE browser, what is actually happening? Let's find it out first. Okay, for that I will create a new class. Right click, new class. I'll say demo3 public static void main string of args. Okay, now I'll say WebDriver driver is equal to new Internet Explorer driver. WebDriver driver is equal to new Internet Explorer driver. Over the mouse and import WebDriver, and over the mouse and Internet Explorer driver class. Here say WebDriver manager dot in iDriver dot setup. Okay, iDriver dot setup. Now I'll say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize driver dot get. This is application URL. Just copy paste this application URL here. Now I have to click on this zip file, right? Now I have to click on this zip file. This is link text again, same thing. Driver dot find element by dot link text, provide the link text, and say dot click. So in IE browser, I'm opening the IE browser, and I'm opening this application in the IE browser. I'm trying to click on the zip file and see what's happening. Let's see what is happening, guys. Okay, you'll get the confirmation dialog for sure. Okay, you'll get the confirmation dialog for sure. In a different way, the UI will be different here. Confirmation dialog will come after clicking on the zip file. You see a confirmation dialog came at the bottom of the page. It's saying, do you want to open or save download demo -master.zip file from this particular website? Open, save, cancel. Okay. Until you say save, it will not be saved, right? A confirmation dialog is coming for security reasons. By default, for security reasons, IE browser is not allowing you to directly download the files. Rather, it's asking you to whether you want to save or not. Before downloading, whether you want to save or not, it's asking you. Okay, this is what happens in IE browsers. So how to overcome this problem? How to overcome that problem? How to make the Selenium browser, Selenium WebDriver to download the files in IE browser? Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate a program which downloads the zip files from web page in IE browser and verifies the appropriate file got downloaded or not. So for that, I'm not going to write the code and all those stuff. Rather, I am going to copy the code, guys. Okay, I'm going to copy the code and modify the code according to our needs. So, before copying this particular code, before I copy this particular code, whatever I have here, I'm not going to directly copy this code. So first, before copying this code, I have to do few things. Those things are nothing but I have to add these dependencies, guys. I have to add these dependencies first. Okay. So the pom.xml file, I need to add these dependencies. And another thing is I don't have the dependencies for this particular thing. I have the dependency tags for this commons.io thing. Okay. This dependency tag is available in the mvn repository.com. So you can copy the dependency tags and paste into the pom.xml file. That's fine. But for another thing, that is Apache -commons -http client, I didn't find the dependency tags for this particular thing in the mvn repository.com. So only way is to download this jar file which I have provided here and configure that in the project. Okay, so we are going to first do these two steps and then later we will copy that code and modify the code. Okay, so first let's add the dependency tags for commons-io to pom.xml file. This is a URL, guys. Click on this URL. It will take you to the commons-io in mvn repository.com and directly to the 2.6 version. So copy this dependency tags and paste into your pom.xml file. Okay, save it. The jar files are getting downloaded and automatically configured in the project. That's done. Now the next one is, since there is no dependency tags for this Apache-commons-http client in mvn repository.com, I'm going to create a folder, say jars. Okay, and copy and configure this particular jar file. So right click on this project and new, create a folder, name it as jars. You can name it anything. I'm just naming it as jars. Download this jar file from here, from the notes. Click on the download. The jar file which you need to configure will get downloaded. Show in folder. Didn't get downloaded. Show in folder. This is a jar file. Copy this jar file and paste into your jars folder like this. Okay. Whatever the jar file that I downloaded, right? I just pasted under this one. Now I need to right click on this project. Say properties, Java build path, libraries, add jars. This is the project. Download files is the project. Expand that. Go to the jars. Select this and say OK. Apply and close. This particular jar file got configured now with this project. Now we have the required jars or dependency tags for the required jars. Everything is there ready now. Only thing I need to now do is I need to add the code provided in the following program. Okay. Anything is fine. You can either click here or click here. Both are same. Okay. So copy this code, entire code. Copy this entire code, guys. Okay. Copy this entire code. Copy this entire code and paste here. Replace this in the demo3.java file. Save it. Okay. So almost you don't have to change anything because the package name is same. Okay. QAFox download files is same and demo3.java class name is also same. So it's not giving any errors. It's not giving any errors. So let me explain this code, guys. Okay. Let me explain this code. This is a normal code, you know. We are opening the Internet Explorer browser and we are maximizing it and we are opening the application. Okay. Now, so here there are few codes written here. Okay, so for example, this is the element, right? This is the element. You are creating a web element here for the zip file. This you are creating a web element for this zip file. You are creating a web element for that zip file, and you are extracting the href attribute value. That means when you inspect this, so this zip file has this href attribute. You are retrieving this particular URL value, guys. Directly location from where you are exactly downloading this file. On the UI, you can see zip file, but when you click on this zip file, from where the zip file is getting downloaded, from this particular exact URL is this one. Okay, this is the exact download URL. You are retrieving that href, and we have done some settings to extract the host URL and port. Okay, you don't have to understand all this stuff. Simply blindly follow this. Okay, only thing you have to worry is whatever the you have to create a web element for the link. You have to create a web element for the link that you are trying to download. Okay, you have to click and download that web element. You have to create, and you have to extract the href for that. Okay, and you have to pass that href into this particular parameter. After that, it will take care of those things. Then we have created all those things. You don't have to worry. These are the settings you have to do. Blindly, you have to go till here. You have to blindly go till here, and here you are requesting. You are you are you are you are triggering a get request at this observed location. Okay, using this URL, you are trying to hit this URL with a request, HTTP request. You are triggering. You don't have to understand also. Okay, simply blindly follow these things. Okay, go down, go down. Here where, okay. So here you are setting the download path, guys. Okay, this is important for us. Only things that are important to us are we have to create a web element for the download link and extract the href attribute and pass it to the this particular code. Pass it to this particular code. After that, you have to set the download location. That is where you want to download the file. Since you already have the downloads folder here, download path is nothing but the path of the project plus /downloads. That is nothing but the path of the downloads folder. And download file. What is the download file? What is the file that is getting downloaded? That is, you all already know about this, right? That is nothing but download path plus the file that will get downloaded. The name of the file that will get downloaded. That is a download file. Now you are writing something. It will copy the using this code, using this particular code in IE browser. Automatically, this pop-up will not come. The save to this kind of confirmation will not come, and the file will get downloaded to this particular directory. Okay, and the downloaded file will be copied to this downloads folder. You have to understand that. Okay, using this logic, it will be done. Now, after the file got downloaded to this downloads folder, you have to verify whether this particular section will verify whether the file got really downloaded or not. So, as I said, I will add some thread.sleep here also. Okay, thread.sleep, some 5 seconds. Before verifying, I will check this. And then I will close the browser. Better to have this thread.sleep guys. Okay. Now, only things that you have to change in this program are you have to create the web element for the link that you want to download. Okay, that's the one thing you have to do. You have to provide the application URL where the download link is available. Next thing is you have to provide the path. You have to provide the path where you want to. You have to provide the path here. This is the thing. You have to provide the path where you want to download the downloadable file, and you have to give the file name here. You have to modify the file name here that is getting downloaded. That's it. Remaining things the program will take care. Okay, these 4 things you have to change, guys. Application URL, web element. Okay, creating the web element for the download link, then the path where you have to download the files, and the file name that you are downloading. These are the 4 things you have to change, and remaining things the program will take care of. You just need to add thread.sleep for safe side, so that the download will take some time before it verifies whether the download is happened or not. Okay, so that's it, guys. You don't have to understand too much of this code, because in IE there are a lot of settings to be done, and these settings cannot be understood by us. Okay, so simply copy paste these things and modify these 4 values and run this program. That will be enough, guys. So let's run this program. So it should download the file for us in the Internet Explorer browser. So it has launched the IE browser. You see, it has clicked on the zip file and the zip file got successfully downloaded, saying, now refresh the project and see whether the zip file got really downloaded or not. You see the zip file got really downloaded into the downloads folder. So that's how you can download the files in IE browser. In Firefox and Chrome browser, they are very simple. You can easily understand the preferences, but coming to the IE browser, there are a lot of things. Because of the security complications in IE browser, there are a lot of settings to be done. You have to tweak the cookies, you have to you have to trigger a request, HTTP request, and all those stuff you have to do, which is very complex, guys. Simply copy paste this code, modify these core values as I explained. That will do the job. Okay. So guys, we are done with the downloading files section. Okay, how to download the files using Selenium WebDriver in all the different browsers. We are done with this. So that's it for today, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.